kami tua sa harap sa kami ng kamera panikuran. Lang satu lagi na beres lima mati tu sa purawa. Ang matagal sige kuwa. Ako na ay maso mo bang turana. Kung bisa ka na roko na mo na to ka. Amana po na ko ura. Kau sa ba ura na igoy maaran na lima liu. Ina era na manura na roko tukiba. Wow, oi, oi. Santa bena maraman misa. Ena mana ni kena mangga garabi iko na biba ora agi. Ngalo biba uranga. Kasare na pui ko di ba abli pinaka na pui kana namula. Ira ni ako mo imay na ngau na ni na be garabi. May dola iko para auto. May be ko na ilu ni bok muka, amba ni bok muka. Era kena lo mani ubale. Na pa udamu na mani uranga kena lo mani iko na roko. Era kena saya mau dibawa di benua, tinggal lobi, sarai kantor wirara. Gina mari gina benua siapa tetap berapa kina. Gina kan yang mau digatu.
Before I begin with my speech, I would like to pay my respect to the chief and the Banua for this traditional welcome. The acting Chief Executive Officer, National Fire Authority, the Chief Fire Officer, and today I also like to introduce the Chair of the team of Special Administrators for Tavua and Rakiraki, Mr. Mark Hurst, along with other administrators, Mr. Luke Mataidiwa and Mrs. Mary Eva Sanga. Okay. So these are the team of special administrators that I wanted to introduce to you. And besides that, I also like to acknowledge the management and staff of National Fire Authorities, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today marks a very special day for me. Under my ministry, we're doing two things together and on the same day. One is the opening of the National Fire Station, and the other one is the appointment and the officially giving away of the governance of Municipal Council, that is Rakiraki and Tavua, to the team of special administrators. So these are the two events that happened on the same day. So I count myself very blessed that I managed to accomplish these two very important activities on the same day. Now, going back to today's activity, as we grow up, if you ask a child, what would you like to become when you grow up? The kids always say, I want to become a fire officer. And when they say this, it's a clear indication what they see around themselves. They're fascinated by the fire officers because fire officers they do a marvelous job. They do the job that no one else can do it. They put their life at risk in saving homes, properties, and buildings. So I would like to once again say thank you to the fire officers for putting their life before us in saving the lives and properties that we have. So I'm here to officially open the new Rakiraki Fire Station, and it is an honor to do that. I know a lot of you present here today work tirelessly to make this happen. There is an intellectual and practical need for the presence of essential government services around Fiji for the progress of each community. This includes hospitals, health centers, schools, legal aid, police, and fire services, all of which play an extremely cardinal role. Ladies and gentlemen, the visibility of firefighters and the manner in which they have extended their involvement in community duties heightens the trust and sense of safety for all Fijians. We live in a time of constant transition involving the role of government and the need to work together towards critical societal needs. Protecting our communities by providing the safest fire and life safety environment is not only a goal of government, but our civic duty, and we will deliver. If you look at the National Fire Authority statistics, they have recorded so far in the last 8 months of this year, I'm told they have responded to a total of 3,418 emergency calls, of which 38%, that is 1,298 calls, were for the Western Division. Whilst the highest component, which is 48%, of these emergency calls in the West was for the ambulance service, but 31% of these emergency calls was related to fire. Basically 25% for sugarcane, rubbish, and bush fires, and 6% was for property fires. People spend their entire lives building their homes or businesses. They nurture their families, and in one instant, all of that can be taken away, just by fire. One can only imagine the devastation of losing everything to a fire. And often it's a human nature that we do not prepare ourselves when it comes to fire. We think fire can happen to someone else's house but not mine. And yet, we have not taken precautionary principles. We have not adhered to them. We don't, in fact, really guide our children that they should not be playing with fire. They should not be playing with matchstick. They should not be playing with candlelights. Firemen are therefore important in a community for many reasons. They help people and animals in emergencies to put out fires so our houses, buildings, and land don't burn down. The fire authority also attends to road and air traffic cases. Equally important, they create awareness on how best to avoid such incidents. Firefighters are also critically responsible for situations such as hazardous chemical spills and during floods. There is a much wider calling, and the duty extends beyond just homes. Such incidents can occur in extremes such as the recent widespread fire you may have witnessed on the television, which was to Amazon rainforest. When Amazon rainforest went into flames, a lot of plants and animals suffered because Amazon is noted or known for indigenous species. And in fact, indigenous people live in Amazon area. And that was a major destruction, not for this country, but for the whole world. But as I said, fire can be very big as Amazon rainforest, but it can be as small as just one bedroom flat that you may be living in. Irrespective of the size, impact is always detrimental. A basic fire service tradition is the decentralization of resources and services into our neighborhoods. The existence of a fire station portrays a visible example of government's investment in the overall safety and well-being of Fijians. Ladies and gentlemen, through the 2019-2020 national budget, the Fijian government has placed special attention on emergency ambulance services, including the purchase of fire equipment, fire trucks, and apparatus kits to effectively equip firefighters during emergency operations. As much as we aspire for a more proactive rather than reactive approach, the Fijian government also helps fire victims to rebuild their homes by providing a grant of $5,000. The assistance is available to Fijians with a household income below $50,000 and who have proper leases and are not insured. Fire services are not isolated from other organizations. In fact, the National Fire Authority is mitigating changes, particularly reviewing regulations that perhaps lack the foundation which realizes and encourages partnership and positive relationship within government, corporate entities, and community at large. Rakiraki population of around 30,400 spread over a total land area of 1,341 square kilometers presents many challenges for emergency response. Over the past, Fijians have heard and seen through our local media some very horrific examples of fires that have claimed innocent lives. Sadly, there has been a total of 7 fire deaths in the country to date, which is just one too many. These fire deaths could have been prevented if we only take the time to ensure fire safety precautions are practiced in our families, in our homes, in our workplace, in our neighborhood. I'm advised that there were 2 fire victims in the West, and both were from Rakiraki. The recent victim being a 6-year-old boy who died in Narewa on early Sunday morning, 22nd September 2019. And that tells us how vulnerable we are if we don't take precautions. We are very saddened by such news, and I urge all parents or adults to closely supervise your children to prevent such unfortunate incidents. These accidents displace families and rob them of their livelihood. It is also important to note that fire incidents do not single out one particular province or district. It happens in every municipal council boundary in Fiji. Ladies and gentlemen, the existence of the new fire station would mean educating the public in many ways. Firefighters in due course will help develop targeted all-risk public education programs designed to teach people how to prevent harmful situations and how to survive them should they occur. This includes educating them on how to handle a situation before the relevant authorities arrive, thus providing an effective emergency response to fires, medical emergencies, hazardous materials, events, and technical rescues. It includes non-emergency services requests and emergencies such as disaster management. There are many safety programs and activities that could help the enhancement of community healthy living, while at the same time observing and improving customer care and firefighter safety. Such programs include fire station tours and open houses, a full range of fire prevention week activities, public education efforts, must target high-risk group, and community awareness program. All this will assist in building our capacity to understand what fires are, how it can be prevented, and if it does happen, how can we immediately act in such situation. So today you are part of a history in your own town. You are witnessing the dispatch of an essential service for your community development. However, it is important to note that firefighters and a vibrant fire station aren't the single factors in raising the standard of living here in Rakiraki. You, as a part of the community, are prompted to realizing the impact of your responsibility as partners or as the main stakeholders in your municipal boundary. You must take ownership of your security through addressing the safety of yourself, your children, and your community, while at the same time playing an active role to an effective, responsive fire team in Rakiraki. Before I take my seat, I urge you all here to take caution and safety measures in your own homes. To the National Fire Authority, particularly the firefighters who are present in numbers, I have full confidence in you and hope you do this new fire station justice by serving the people in and around Rakiraki. And this will be done with lot of passion and with lot of enthusiasm. There are people who depend on your responsiveness and service. Always remember that. With these words, I congratulate you all warmly on your new achievement in having a new fire station, and I wish you all a fire safety journey with your fire team. And finally, once again, I want to pay my respect to the Vanua and Vinaka community. This is beautiful. Thank you. So this is your station office? Yeah. Right.
This is our meeting room.
That'll be their meeting room. Oh, lovely. That's where they'll have their small meetings. I think it's quite nice. It is, it's beautiful. Rakiraki town. We always say that you got the right recipe for your building. Yeah. This is the male dormitory. Got the cameraman ready for you there. Yeah. And yes, this is basically where they sit out. Because the area is a smaller area compared to the other stations, the other areas there. So we have a minimum of 4 crew per car.
Total lo muy bugu bugu.